What's up guys, Alex, I'm here. Today I'm making this quick video to show you guys my process on how I completely strip Miatas. It takes me about 3-4 hours. It's been a while since I've stripped a Miata, so this time it might take me maybe 4 or 5 hours, but all the tools I use are electric Milwaukee tools. Got these impacts. These are my random wrenches and stuff that I need, and then some electrical stuff. I normally just use these to cut a lot of things that I don't really care about. Parting out these cars, people really only want the body, the drivetrain, and the suspension. So a lot of the other random stuff like just gets thrown away. So I cut it to make my life easier. It's exactly noon right now, and in about 4 or 5 hours, this car is going to be completely unrecognizable. First thing I'm going to do is the body, just so that way I have access to everything else. That's normally how I start. So we'll go ahead and get all the body panels off now. All right, it's been exactly 24 minutes since I've started. I got the front and rear bumper off, both fenders, both quarter panels, doors, headlights, tail lights, skirts. These are already off, but those are all the body panels off the car now. I normally do the interior next. These two pieces were already in clips, so I just threw them over there. But we're gonna do the interior now. It's been about an hour and 15 minutes since I finished taking off the body panels, moving them over there. That took like 5 minutes. Now I got all the interior out. I'm gonna take a couple pictures and then finish ripping out the drivetrain and suspension. Drivetrain, suspension come out as one, and then you got to break all the pieces down after they're out of the car. And the first step in removing the drivetrain, in my opinion, or I guess the fastest way, is dropping the rear subframe along with everything on it. So I'm gonna raise the car and do that now. I know it's been no time for you guys, but for me it's been about 5-10 minutes. The biggest piece of advice I have for dropping the rear subframe, if you have to do this, remove the coilovers or stock suspension. It makes it way easier. You're gonna take off the brake lines, drive shaft, the exhaust, and then this hard line if you're gonna reuse it. I cut mine, but you're just gonna twist that 10 mil off. There's the 6 subframe bolts on both sides, or 3 on both sides, 6 total, and it just drops right out. Also, if you're on a budget like me and you're working on a farm, get yourself a piece of 1/2-inch plywood. This makes it super easy for the jack to roll. You don't want to work in rocks or dirt. Shit's stupid. Get yourself a $20 piece of 1/2-inch ply. This will make your life much better. And if you can afford it, get a tarp. And just like that, the rear end is out. Now I can strip all the arms and stuff right here. It's a lot easier than under the car. Not a lot, but it's a little bit more convenient. Gonna finish stripping this rear end and then move on to the front, and I'm pretty much done. Pulling the front subframe is pretty much the exact same as the rear. I cut my brake lines, you don't have to do that. Take off your top coilover bolts, unplug everything from the engine, disconnect your steering column, sway bars, and I normally just put the back of the car on the ground. If it has the rear end in it still and you're only removing the engine, I just jack up the front like 3 or 4 feet off the ground. So you just make your jack stands as high as they can go, and then the engine will slide right out from underneath the car. And this makes it a lot easier, so when you're taking off the transmission bolts, you have a lot more room to work, and everything's just right here. That's how I take the front end out. And I also take off the drive shaft from the diff, so that way you don't have to drain the transmission. You should drain the transmission and engine, but I'm always lazy, so I just leave everything full of fluid. That way it can spill later, you know, because I love a big mess. This shell is naked, aside from the wiring harness and then a couple other random pieces, but no one really buys that stuff. All right, guys, it's currently 5 o'clock. So that means it took me exactly 6 hours to strip this car. I didn't take out the wire harness because people don't normally buy them. I pretty much just took off everything that's gonna sell, that I know for sure is gonna sell. And if not, it's going in the trash. But this is a stripped Miata shell in 6 hours. Pretty slow. It's probably been about 6 months actually since I've stripped my last Miata. So yeah, that's that. There's the pile of parts over there, and yeah, pretty proud of myself.